I'm Andy Presto, I'm Deputy Head at Samuel Ward Arts and Technology College in Suffolk. Lots of schools use target setting to improve pupil progress. Here we use smart targets to raise outcomes. We've actually taken the principle of smart target setting and we've incorporated it at the heart of our pastoral review system. We've also incorporated it into our timetable. Fantastic levels of effort and behaviour, and I want to ask you about that in a second, because obviously it's a kind of crisis moment. Your estimates, your targets are very, very, very high. And as you can see, you have been doing fantastically well. The way it works is that 3 times a year we collapse our timetable and we actually ask our pupils and parents to come into school for a 20-minute interview with their tutors. In that meeting, the tutor actually reviews the progress of the student overall and helps them set targets. You might think that makes an awful lot of work for our staff, but in a way it doesn't, because the fact that we have collapsed the school day means that that can happen within normal hours, as it were, and there are additional benefits to that as well. The fact that we're willing to give it, if you like, curriculum time means that our parents and our students put high value on what we do, and we think that's why it's successful.
I kind of do that in my spare time. Yeah.
Nor do we expect our staff to actually do huge amounts of work in terms of gathering all the information. Here we use the pupil as the vehicle. They take their planner to their lessons, they write their AFL targets from those lessons in the planner and convey that information back to the tutor. Likewise, after the meeting, it's the student that will go away and type up those targets and enter them into the school system. This puts responsibility on the pupil for the whole process. That gives them ownership, and ultimately we think that's what makes it successful.
Right, Chloe, what we're going to do is start off by having a look at the targets which we set last time, so obviously we can see if you've achieved those. So I'll literally just pass them to you, so if you just read down what your targets were.
English, Maths and Science, keep up revision focus, bite size for English with different cultures, attending English revision lessons from the 28th of January, and my Maths and bite size for...
Okay, right, if you turn to obviously this one, so flip over the page to April. Now, your first box is achievements to do with effort, behaviour, progress and attendance. So we do now need to look closely at these 2 columns. Obviously these are your predictions. Clearly you're exceeding many of them, which is, you know, a real testament to you. I know you've got your motivation of your college course, haven't you, for your farrier, so that's always helped. But I mean, let's write down, you know, you're exceeding, you're getting so many C's already, which is brilliant. So exceeding target grades in many subjects. It's not just 1 or 2, it's most of them. So it's brilliant, really good.
The meeting is a 3-way conversation between the parent, the tutor, and indeed the student. And we find that really that's the key to it. They can actually support their daughter outside of school. Inside of school, we have limited contact time, so having them on board is vital. And it's during that conversation that we actually reflect upon how well the student is doing, looking at their target grades, looking at their effort, their behaviour, and any other data that's come through. During the course of that, we then set these SMART targets. That means that they're specific, they're measurable, they're achievable, realistic, and they are time-bound. That sort of acronym is the thing that we find actually helps our students understand the process.
How's it going in lessons in English? Because I did note that your behaviour's dropped, which surprises me, because Miss William does speak highly of you. So do we think there's maybe been a slight slip in focus in class? I know outside of school you're fine, but...
Yeah, but I think I've come, I don't know, not so much I was like losing, but I think I was losing focus because I don't know, it's just a bit like, oh, but I've picked myself back up again and I'm all right.
Okay.
I'm right now, like I've come back after the 2-week break and I'm more raring to go now.
Because everyone's good and excellent apart from that one.
Yeah, and which is surprising because obviously look at your coursework grade, look at your grades, but well, let's put it as a target though, so maybe make sure work is completed, all work is completed in every English lesson. Okay.
During their time in school, students are bound to face a variety of barriers to their learning. Some of them can be overcome relatively quickly. They need short-term SMART targets. One of those, for example, might be that they have to pack their bag the night before they come into school to make sure that they've got the right equipment and that their parents help them. Other students, though, need longer term targets. They're trying to move from a grade D to a grade C or a grade A to a grade A star, and that clearly isn't going to happen overnight. It might take anywhere up to a year and a half. For them, they need milestones along the way, medium term targets if you like, that will give them the stepping stones to that success.
So this one is your January one, and this is obviously our most current one, being March naturally. So, I mean, if you have a look, so for example in French you've gone up to a C, which is brilliant. That's really good. Yeah, I mean that is really a testament to you, so well done. And your science has gone up a grade as well. So that's absolutely fantastic. So obviously what you're doing at home and in lessons is obviously all working, so that's really good motivation for you.
At the end of the meeting, the tutor and the student keep a copy of the targets that they agree. And in the next meeting, they come back and they review the progress that has been made towards them.
All right, then I think that's us done. You do need to go up to A6 and type up as normal. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Excellent.
Okay then. Thank you very much.
The benefits to the school have been enormous. In the 6 years that we've been doing it, the 5A star to C pass rate has risen from 40% through to 78%. Additionally, the role of the tutor has changed significantly. They're no longer just somebody that takes the register. They are a pivotal person in the school. They are the account holder for their students and are able to give them really sensibly targeted, smart targeted advice and guidance to their students.
We're all set targets by our form tutors and on days like this, and they're all either specific, time-bound, measurable, different categories like this. And then also outside of school, you can get set targets as well, just to make sure that you're completely on track and you know that what you've got to do, instead of it being just a general target, you know exactly when you've got to get it done by, so then you can judge how long you need and all the rest of it.
It's been very focused. I've always felt very involved with the targets. Even better, the fact that he understands the targets so well, and it doesn't become a problem when we have an interview, because we're involved right from the beginning, right through to the end. And I find the idea of a face-to-face once a term is very useful indeed.
What we've learned from the whole process is that our pupils and our parents really value what we do here. 95% of them have actually come back to us and said that they, I guess, feel special about the fact that we give them time with their tutor to actually discuss their progress and to actually set them sort of smart targets to find their way forward. This has had a massive impact on pupil outcomes. Schools value added now stands in the top 3% of schools nationally. Ofsted rated the school outstanding in 2008. We think that the pupil review process that we have here was one of the key ingredients to achieving that success.